on an all-new Dr. Phil.
Daniel's facing contempt charges for kidnapping our daughters.
They ran away. How in the world is that kidnapping?
You're encouraging your kids to run away?
No, you guys didn't play the evidence. That's bull.
Put the damn thing up. I'm calling bull on your bull.
The one day you had them, you were drunk.
You are a liar.
The best gift you can give your daughters
Just get them the hell out of her house.
You need to stop being a know-it-all. Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I'll try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Well, yesterday I sat down with Robin, who claimed her ex-husband Daniel kidnapped their two daughters, Danny and Zoe, even though she still has full custody. But Daniel denied he did anything wrong and claimed he was just protecting his children from Robin, who he called evil. Take a look.
Even though I have full legal custody of our girls, my ex-husband Daniel and I have fought over their custody for years.
We've been in and out of court so many times, I couldn't even begin to count. My oldest daughter, Danny, was so upset, she actually told the police that she'd rather go to a foster home and that she won't stay with her mom.
My ex-husband Daniel kidnapped my daughters. I haven't seen either of my daughters in over a month. My fear is I will never see them again.
Robin, you want these children back.
Yes, I want my children back.
Why are they not with you then?
Because he kidnapped them last March. He got on Facebook and talked Danny into running away.
You can walk out with Zoe anytime and tell me what corner you're on, and I'll come pick you up. Have you talked to him about this?
No, because he's extremely, extremely abusive.
You're concerned about what's happening when they're with him.
Yes, I'm scared for their safety.
You believe that he has showed them inappropriate videos.
Horrific, pornographic videos.
Robin considers that he is brainwashing these children.
He has made me out to be some sort of monster.
I love my daughters. That is not brainwashing. She is nuts.
Is there anything in particular that she said that you want to respond to?
She wants to tell you that I'm the one that has shaped them and that I am the one who has somehow brainwashed them.
Do you breathe through your ear? You got to take a breath sometime here. She says you have beaten her physically on a regular basis.
Completely fictitious. I have
So
never
you have the
laid a
opportunity
harmful
to
handle
respond
on
to
a woman
that.
in my life.
You've not beaten your wife.
Including her, even though I don't quite consider her a woman anymore.
Okay. You do admit that you emotionally and verbally abuse her.
I do.
Well, you've done it since you've been out here.
She just said.
Here's a comment that you made on Robin's Facebook page, Daniel. Oh my God, what is that hideous beast between my two beautiful girls? Take a clue, Robin. They don't want to live with you because you're a terrible mother.
You notice the finger dubbed out there on that screen? That's my oldest daughter flipping her mom off.
Do me a favor. Talk to me. This is not an election and they don't vote. You seem to take great pride in that your daughter is flipping off their mother.
For them to stand up to this beast you see in front of you, yeah, I'm very, very proud of them. I'm very, very proud of them.
You think that's appropriate behavior for a 14-year-old with her mother?
She sits in her house drunk every day. That's what she does. That's her life.
How do you know what I do in my house?
Why'd you marry her?
She needed a place to stay. I had a chance to be a hero, man. That's what it was about. I was a knight in shining armor, man. She was a good-looking young lady who needed help.
Have you had restraining orders filed against you by other women?
She's filed 8 against me.
Have you had restraining orders
Not
filed against you by other women?
A liar.
When we did the pre-interview with you, you said that you wished she would be dead.
No, that's not what I said.
So you didn't say that. I'm just trying to get an answer to a simple question, is whether or not you said if your children's mother passed away, things would be better. So you did say that.
I didn't say I wish she was dead.
We record our pre-interviews. Here's what you said.
Between you and me, if you passed away, my life would be better. You know what I mean? No tears here.
That doesn't mean I wish she's dead.
Your children's mother. Daniel says he's concerned about the safety of these children with you. Do you have a drinking problem?
In 2013, I was raped, and I found that I was dealing with it wrong, and I started drinking way too much.
Zoe just came back because you were drunk off your butt. That one day you had him. That one day the police removed the kids.
I didn't drink that day.
She ran away because you were drunk and passed out.
You are a liar.
They ran down the road. I get a call at 2 in the morning. I'm driving down this freaking road, and I hear screaming somewhere. I panic. I don't find my kids. And by now, it's 2:30 in the morning, right? I dial 911. My kids are out here somewhere.
Okay, stop.
The one day you had them, you were drunk.
Stop.
The one day in a year and a half, you got drunk.
Stop talking.
We'll talk to the kids.
I will.
Do you have a drinking problem?
I started over drinking in 2013. I was dealing with that issue wrong, and I went in. I did not get in trouble. I noticed it myself, and I went in and I said, I need help. I need treatment. And I had to fight for a year and find, because they kept saying, you don't have a problem, you don't need treatment. And I'm like, I assure you, I'm drinking too much. And I went to treatment. And he found out I was in treatment, and he harassed me on a daily basis with the cops, calling me. If I had an alcohol problem, wouldn't you want me in treatment? Isn't that where I should be?
I wish you never got out, because you shouldn't be out. You should still be in there until you stop doing drugs
and why were you harassing me? You should have left me there.
Okay.
I graduated.
Well,
because
listen,
you're not my problem. They have left you.
Stop,
they don't want to be with you anymore.
Stop. Did you have someone living in your house
pedophiles
that was a sex offender?
I was dating a guy, and I did find out he was a registered sex offender.
After I got him arrested, because I found out the moment I saw him.
He was very, how can I tell? I didn't know I had to worry about you.
That's the thing. You're so
I
disabled.
found out about this, and he was very abusive. Okay, so what I had to do, because I was afraid if I tried to, like, end it right there, he would break in and hurt us, because he was very violent. So I had to send for a friend to come and move in with me. Okay?
Another boy.
So,
another boy.
It wasn't a boy. Anyway, she came and stayed with me for months so that he couldn't hurt me, and so I could get him out of our lives. People don't come up and say, hi, I'm a sex offender. That's not how you meet them. That's something you find out later, and you're like, oh, why didn't I know
this is a classic example. If you're a good parent, your smarm alert goes off, man. You don't have to, like, poke up there, get on the computer. When you see one of these creeps, man, and you're a good parent, you're like, kids, get away from that.
So no good parents, kids
right?
abuse.
I mean, is there any parents in here? You know what I'm saying? To me, it was so obvious. I went straight in. I found out a name, and
I've got one of those alerts.
It pops up on the first page.
After the police report of November 18, 2012, in which her oldest daughter referred to an unsafe gentleman in the house, we learned that Robin previously lived with a convicted sex offender who was warned of being late to register with the state of South Dakota. So we researched and found that violation to register is a Class 6 felony, and every person charged is required to register in their own state in case he was charged with a sexual misconduct in the 3rd degree, and have to do it every 6 months. Now, this person was charged with 3rd degree.
I assume I don't know anything about the case. I found out about it.
Well, I do. He was charged in May of '99. He was charged again in April of 2010. Oof. He's had 2 different unrelated cases.
That's when he lived with you.
Both 3rd degree. Both involve sex with underage girls.
Wow. No, I heard about one, and that's when I got to get this guy out of here.
Maybe that's when the fantasies about me being a pedophile is coming in.
No.
Maybe you got your sensors got crossed. You're like, oh, it can't be my boyfriend. It's got to be their dad.
Really? Because I don't think my kids have been
No,
arrested.
your sensors are screwed up or something.
Yeah, they are. I ended up with you. I'm sorry I don't have this sex offender alert. I don't want to run around looking at small children. It offends me when people do. I don't know that people think like that. I don't run around and think.
And that's why you're a dangerous parent, Robin.
Did you show your children a pornographic tape suggesting their mother was in it?
I was polite enough to warn her that she was filmed.
I was not filmed. I've never done that.
She made it all up.
I've never done that.
And later, you want to have a long-term good relationship with your children, right?
It's too late for her to stop that now. We are bound, man. We are so tight. We're inseparable now.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil.
We're identical twins. We're both anorexics and bulimic.
Two beautiful sisters.
He's called them vagabond skeleton.
I didn't realize that you ate that much and threw it up.
Because they're not a part of my life.
A family in crisis.
We want money for all of this. That's what you said to my staff. You need to become part of the solution or we're done.
That's tomorrow.
In just a few weeks, Daniel and I will be in court. Daniel's facing contempt of court charges for kidnapping our daughters.
I've actually started the process of filing for full custody of my daughters. They need me in their life, in the stability of my family. They need a parent with a level head. If they were forced to live with their mother, we would have some very angry teenage kids. I have no doubt in my mind that with my children's testimony, I will end up with full custody. I can feel it right here. My kids know it. We're going to win.
If Daniel thinks he will be awarded full custody of our daughters, he's dead wrong.
He drinks, and so all you're thinking about is
Did you show your children a pornographic tape suggesting their mother was in it?
It's completely insane. There's a little fragment. There's a fragment of truth in what she's saying, and here's what really happened. Okay, this is from the mind of somebody, a neurotic, a disabled person, to reality. I gave her a call because I got a suspicious email that said, "You got to see this, Dan." I poke it open. It's on the freaking internet. So I call her and I said, "Robin, you got to see this. You got to get this down." Okay?
This is not what happened
And
at
she's
all.
like, "That's not me. That's not." But I know what my ex-wife looks and sounds, and I saw a clear view of her face.
They don't know what their mother
This
looks like?
happened. She's been playing this fantasy that I am gonna do this to the kids and to turn them on her. Who would want their kids to see their mom doing that?
Yeah, why would you show them that and say it was their mom?
This
It's
is why
not
she's
me.
an unfit
I've
parent.
never had
For her
sex
to
with
think
anything
that I could possibly
animalistic.
show my kids something like that, it defines your insanity. It defines
Why would your daughter
your
come
mental
home
illness,
on
Robin,
Christmas and call for a 911
because she
safety
made
check?
all this up.
Okay, did your daughter call?
And then when the CPS
Did your daughter
came,
call for a
there was
safety
no
check?
such thing. The rest is all in your mind.
Really?
Okay,
You admitted it to
hold it.
CPS.
Talk to me. Talk to me for a minute.
I was polite
Talk
enough
to me
to
for a
warn
minute.
her that she was filmed.
I was
and
not
the rest
filmed.
she
I've
made
never
up.
done that.
She
I've
made it all
never
up.
done that.
Did
You
your
tried
daughter
to
make a safety check call?
What?
Did your daughter make a safety check call?
What do you? I don't understand what safety check. I don't know what that means.
Did your daughter call 911 on this night that she came home, concerned that her sister was still there?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, are you talking with pedophilia or something?
I'm talking
there
about
has
this
never
videotape.
been
I'm talking about this
anything-
videotape.
Videotape.
I'm talking about the tape.
That's not the tape. That's the internet.
I'm talking.
But, I mean, you can't take it. There's no tape. It's on the freaking web, man.
Okay.
Right?
It's a tape on the web. It's a video on the web.
Okay, what about
Did your daughter go home to her mother and call 911?
No,
about that
my
tape?
kids know nothing about this. Well, till now. Holy crap. Oh, my God. Now they know about it. Okay. So, yeah, now they're sitting backstage hearing all this
No,
stuff.
they're not watching this. I don't involve children in adult
brought it up.
issues, unlike some people.
If you show somebody like that to your kids, you bring it up. You call them up.
Well, let me ask you something. You sent in a tape to me, and something stood out about this tape. We asked guests if they're going to be on the show to just send me a brief tape so I can kind of get to know a little bit about you and that sort of thing. And so I'd like to play that tape for just a second.
Hi. This is my family. This is my daughter, Danny Rose. Zoe, what's your face in here? This is Zoe May. Anyhow, we're responding to a Dr. Phil inquiry by phone by Mr. Dan this morning. Danny, it's regarding my ex-wife and my custody battle. It's been raging since before my oldest was born, actually.
Okay, stop that. Okay, now, this goes on for like 2 minutes. Tell me why you would think it's appropriate to be discussing an adult issue of a raging custody battle going on, using first involving your children, letting them hear about this, and actually using them as props in the video. Why would a parent do that
They
with
ordered
their
us
children?
that they had to be in the video. They said they have to be in the video. When this is an introduction to the Phil Show. In order for us to get on the Phil Show, we had to send this.
No, let me tell you, nobody from the Dr. Phil Show, nobody from the Dr. Phil Show told you needed to discuss adult issues in front of your children.
Oh, you're talking about what just happened just now. She accused me of something that's disgusting, and you know, it came up that she's doing this. What do you have to say? I'm telling you the truth. That's the sad thing. She makes these allegations. This is why the kids don't want to be around her. This isn't the first time. This has been going on for 14 years. It's only now that they can tell you. Now they can talk. They're not locked in a room. They're not locked. And she takes the phones and she hides from them.
I buy their phones.
She won't let them ever call me. She won't let them call the police. That's why Zoe won't go to you, because she knows you're going to lock her up and she'll never be able to leave.
How do you lock up children? What do you mean? Where am I
we'll
locking
ask
them?
the kids.
It's
okay,
a house. We live in a house. There's no locks on the door except the front and the back.
Then why did you leave beautiful Oregon and go to South Dakota? Because she's hiding the kids. That's why. Because they love me. And they wanted to live with me. And I was still fighting custody battles. And she didn't want to fight anymore. So she took them and she ran and she hid. But I found them. They say, I would rather go to a foster home than be with my mom. Come on. How in the world is that kidnapping? What?
Man, are you going to get a shock of your life? Oh, man. And later...
I'm excited to sit down and tell my mom why I hate her and why I want her out of my life. I think it's going to be fun.
Did you send a message to your daughter on Facebook about running away?
Oh, that's why you didn't put that thing up. I talked with one of your staff. I was under the impression you were going to use that evidence when she was 10 years old and she jumped out of the car, ran from her mom as an example to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that they've been running away for 4 years. This is nothing new.
Go in and make them report anything you want.
Did you send her a Facebook message?
That was all true. That message is exactly freaking true. You're okay. You're
Do you think that's appropriate?
Grants Pass 2 in the morning. There's creeps out there. They would rather take their chances on the street.
Will you please not interrupt me, because I'm asking him a very important question that you really want to hear the answer to. Trust me.
Okay.
Did you send a message to your daughter on Facebook about running away?
Oh, she's been talking about running away for ages. And I told you, I'm shocked you don't have that police report up here. It's a 4-year-old police report when she first started running away.
When you get through telling me about that, I'm still going to ask you the question.
I said, yes, that Facebook was me. Was her saying, Dad, I'm about to become a runaway. And me saying, well, you need to get to a phone. You can't just run down, in the middle of nowhere. You need to know where you are. It has to be safe. And I told her, find a phone. If you can't get a hold of me, call the police. This plan has been existing for 4 years, man. The only reason Danny stayed with her as long as she did was because she's worried about her little sister who was only 8, okay? That's the only reason she still has him is because big sister is protecting little sister. That's what is the truth.
Do you want a good relationship with your children? You want to have a long-term good relationship with your children, right?
It's too late for her to stop that now. We are bound, man. We are so tight. We're inseparable now. She made sure that there's nothing that could come between us.
If I'm sure of that, I should be a good parent.
Just let me tell you.
If I'm teaching them to love you,
if you're willing to sacrifice your own children to accomplish that,
if I teach them to love you, that's sacrificing.
You have done nothing but told them that I'm a horrible demon pedophile.
I don't talk about you.
Child.
I do not even talk about you.
Like they don't come home telling me.
Okay, stop. Listen, I'm so not going to listen to any more of this bickering back and forth. I think you really think you've got this situation all knowed up, and let me tell you something. You're getting ready for a really shocking and rude awakening when you walk into that courtroom, my friend. You are in violation of a court order.
Been there, done that, not worried about it.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
I've been through 30 court cases with her.
Okay.
Lost everyone.
Nobody's going to help her anymore. Not the police, not the FBI, not the courts, man. Why do you think she's getting desperate? She's like,
the courts just gave her back to me less than a month ago. That sounded like help.
You
kidnapped them.
So you think that you can just violate a court order?
Oh, no.
Alienate these children from their mother, and go in and just thumb your nose at the court and then tell them kiss your ass. You ain't worried about it a bit.
I have an attorney. Okay, I have children who are above the age of 12 who are testifying in court.
Has your attorney told you this is a good plan?
Oh yeah. And none of us could do anything until we're in Oregon for 6 months.
I've already served you with custody papers.
Okay.
No, that's not a custody paper.
Your
trying
attorney,
to get me for contempt.
Your attorney told you.
Is
no, listen.
Slap on the hand.
So your attorney told you that you can violate a court order and be in contempt of court, and don't worry about it.
No.
That's what your attorney told you.
Misunderstanding is. Here's what the police say.
Oh, I'm misunderstanding.
It's not. Yeah, it's not. You can't. If a child won't stay in a house with an adult because they don't feel safe, that means she has to chain them and rope them in the basement somewhere, which is really kidnapping. Okay, so explain to me how, if a child says, we're not staying with her, she's dangerous, she's a drunk and she's a drug addict, and they run from mom, and they say, I would rather go to a foster home than be with my mom. Come on. How in the world is that kidnapping? What do you think there's a judge that's going to go, well, too bad, chain him to the basement in mom's house? You know, come on, really, be realistic. Why didn't it happen last time? Okay, you never let me finish the story.
Man, are you going to get a shock of your life? Oh, man. I'm trying to help you here. Okay, Robin and Daniel's 14-year-old daughter, Danny, has something to say. We're going to hear from her when we come back.
I feel like I'm caught in the middle. It's an awful lot for a 12-year-old to deal with.
My daughter's been so negatively affected by this custody battle.
Danny is so full of hate when she's around her mom. I'm a martial artist, and I've been teaching my kids kung fu, and Danny is really wanting to kick her mom in the face.
Zoe's so quiet and shut down. She holds everything inside.
Zoe is scared to go back to her mom's because mom won't let her call me.
I feel like the mental and emotional abuse that Daniel has done is permanently affecting our daughters.
If my kids have side effects from all this, I blame Robin 100% for any character defect.
Well, that was just Robin and Daniel talking about the one thing they can agree upon, that their custody battle has negatively affected their kids, and yet they both keep on fighting. Now, Robin believes her ex-husband kidnapped their children, but both 14-year-old Danny and 12-year-old Zoe claim they want to continue living with their father. Take a look.
When I think about my mom, I feel mad. I hate my mom very much. I wish she could kind of go into cardiac arrest. I would like my mom to never come near me again. My sister Zoe still wants to be around my mom for some reason.
I love both of my parents. I want to be with my mom, but I also want to spend time with my dad. But the problem is my mom doesn't want me to be around my dad. I feel like I'm caught in the middle. It's an awful lot for a 12-year-old to deal with.
Dad has not brainwashed us at all. My mom says terrible things about my dad. Most of them aren't even true. She'll talk about how abusive he is, or she's the reason he started drinking.
My parents, they tell me almost everything about when they were married.
My dad did not kidnap us. We left. My mom doesn't get that I need to have positive people in my life. My dad and I have a really great relationship, like best friends. What my mom really needs to know is she should just stop trying. All she's doing is causing problems and making me hate her even more. I'm just wishing she would step out of my life for like ever. I'm excited to sit down and tell my mom why I hate her and why I want her out of my life. I think it's gonna be fun.
What do you think about that?
It's painful. It's horrible. I mean, You really screwed up, man. You know, this is what happens when you stab people in the back and you lie and you cheat and you steal and you accuse pedophilia.
I've raised 3 other children that do not.
You will never see their grandkids because they're afraid of you. That's what's going to happen. You always talked about, well, the grandkids.
They will escape you.
They're afraid of you, Robin.
No, they aren't.
Yes, you hurt Papa. Before he died, you accused him of molesting him.
Never
you accused me of molesting him.
Never have I done that.
Oh,
never
he's dead. He can't
I
defend
did
himself
that.
now.
I've never accused your father of everything. I went to your father for help.
I'd like to introduce and include family law attorney and children's rights advocate Arriva Martin into this conversation. Arriva, would you join us up here, please? Arriva, thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Arriva, have you met Daniel?
I've not. Hi,
okay,
Daniel.
This is Arriva Martin.
I see you behind the stage, backstage.
Arriva is a children's rights advocate, very passionate one. She's a graduate of Harvard Law School and is a dear friend of mine and of the show here, and knows a lot about all of this.
I had one for 2 years that she sicked on me, appeared in court in the original custody battle, and she said, I'm the only fit parent.
You know, this is a really good time for you to listen. Here, put it up. Put the damn thing up. Okay, here we go. I jumped out of the car and talked to the woman in the station. I jumped out again. You know, I said twice, so obviously I did my homework, right? So I'm calling book on your book.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil.
We're identical twins. We're both anorexic and bulimic.
2 beautiful sisters.
He's called them vagabond, skeleton.
I didn't realize that you ate that much and threw it up.
Because they're not a part of my life.
A family in crisis.
We want money for all of this. That's what you said to my staff. You need to become part of the solution or we're done.
That's tomorrow.
I believe, having been trained both as a clinical psychologist and then doing a postdoctoral fellowship in forensic psychology and having worked in the court system, I really believe that young girls having a healthy relationship with their father is really critical for their development. I think it's really important if they have the love of their father and the confidence of their father, then they're not vulnerable to a bunch of boys coming along and buddying up to them, because they've got a man in their life that thinks they're really special and hung the moon, and you can talk to them about boys and what to watch for and, you know, how not to get played by boys and that sort of thing. So it's really important to me that you have a healthy and long-term relationship with your girls, and I want you to be in their life every day going forward. And I don't think you could screw that up anymore if you set out to do it. And I know that you have this kind of know-it-all attitude about how you have this all figured out, and apparently...
No, it's not like that.
And apparently...
It's blind faith.
You talk as though you have some lawyer that's telling you that you're taking a wise course here. But you seem to take pride in winning some contest where your daughters are choosing you over their mother. And you have the current residential custodial right to your children that you haven't exercised. And I don't understand that. If you two came into court and the judge appointed me as a forensic psychologist to evaluate this situation, it's not a contest between which is the most fit parent. It is evaluating against an objective standard whether either parent is fit.
Yes, it is. I totally agree with that.
And I have to tell you, I don't know that I would give either one of you very high marks at this point. And, you know, first off, you wouldn't even be a candidate at this point because you are in violation of court orders. You're in contempt. You have disregarded the court's instruction, so you would immediately be, you wouldn't even be a candidate at this point.
No,
I mean,
I agree with you 100%.
Well, that's why I say you're getting ready to have a rude awakening because you're getting ready to spin your children off into the system.
Yeah, I don't think he understands. Daniel, you may lose permanent custody of your kids for all time. What you're doing, you're violating the court order. You're encouraging your kids to run away. You are kidnapping your kids. That is a crime.
No. You guys didn't play the evidence. That's bull. Okay? You didn't play the evidence where my kids ran away when she was 10.
It doesn't matter. We did see
You're getting false information based on.
I know you don't want to listen to anyone. I've sat here all day. You won't listen to anyone. You're probably not going to listen to me. So I'll talk to Dr. Phil.
Theatrics. You're not going to play
Dr. Phil, it's very clear. Daniel is likely to lose custody of his kids for all times.
Because you won't play the evidence.
The evidence, and if Robin goes into court, just with the tape of this show, just what we've watched, just the pre-interview for this show, there's enough evidence there for a court to determine he is unfit to have custody of these kids at all. And Robin, I'm sitting here thinking, how come you haven't gone in ex parte? You have the rights to have your kids. You can run into court anytime. You have to wait a month out, 2 months out to go into court. You have an order for your kids.
And I had to go to the courts, and that's when the cops brought him back to me. And I have my lawyer, and she said, it doesn't matter if we do that again before we have a court date in less than a month. And she said, he'll just steal him right back. We have to stop him.
But don't worry about what he does. You have the legal right to have your kids.
But how do I get him?
You go into court. You go into court.
How are you going to keep him in the house?
If he keeps kidnapping your kids, you keep filing reports, and you keep doing what you do as a mother to stand up for your kids.
Okay, let me answer a question here.
IQ's just dropped, or do you guys not realize the kids left? It has nothing to do with
Hang on, let me answer a question that you just asked. What you just said about, oh, this is just theatrics.
I was told you guys were going to play that police report, and you didn't.
What, are you talking about that the children ran away at 10? I'll stipulate that the child ran away at 10.
She jumped out of the car and ran in.
Yes, twice,
she was
actually.
hiding her from me.
Actually, twice. Here, put it up. Put the damn thing up. If that's some magic, put the damn thing up. Okay, here we go. Got it. Here we go. Mom wouldn't let Dad get to us. I jumped out of the car and talked to the woman in the station. When we waited in the car, she tried to leave. I jumped out again. Then Dad showed up. I said twice. So I jumped out of the car, talked to the woman in the station, then I jumped out again. Okay. You know, I said twice. So obviously I did my homework, right? So I'm calling bullshit on your bullshit. No, listen. You need to stop being a know-it-all and hear somebody. I'm trying to help you here. If you're going to be in the Los Angeles area and want to watch a live taping of the Dr. Phil Show, call 323-461-PHIL. That's 323-461-7445 or visit drphil.com. Tickets are free, and I hope to see you soon. You said, what are you going to do when they keep running away? You're going to chain them up. That's the question you asked me, right?
I'm asking you, what are you going to do?
Okay, now what you need to do is let me answer. What you're going to do is say to your daughters, you're the child, not the parent. You don't decide adult decisions. Your mother and I are going to get together and we are going to make a co-parenting plan. No, listen. You need to hear what I'm saying.
Stack of court
documents. No, you need to Listen,
No, there's no...
listen to me. You need to stop being a know-it-all and hear somebody. I'm trying to help you here. Because let me tell you, a few months from now, you're going to remember me telling you this, and you're going to say, God, I wish I'd listened to him.
Well, we'll come back on the show if that happens, Dr. Phil. Okay?
You don't need to come back on the show. You need to hear me. The best gift you can give to your daughters
is get them the hell out of her house.
We should call this show bullying because he is so accustomed to bullying everyone. So I come up here to give him some advice. You can't bully me. You've sat here the whole show and you've bullied Robin.
And you're deceived.
And you're sitting here trying to bully me. It won't work. You've tried to bully Dr. Phil. It won't work. You're going to lose your kids.
This woman right here is not prepared to be an active, consistent parent that provides a quality environment for those children. I think she has a problem with alcohol. I think she has a problem with relationships. I think she has a problem asserting herself and her rights with these children. I think she needs a tremendous amount of support, and I don't think she is prepared to be a quality mother that meets the criteria of providing emotional stability, financial stability, the proper kind of supervision for education and medicine, and all of the things that are required and looked at as criteria by the state. I don't think that she is prepared to do those things at this point. I think she needs help in that regard. And I think without that help, I think she would fall short on the objective standards of doing what she needs to do for those children. I think she needs help. This is not something in which you should relish and go, yay! I think that's something that you should say, then you know what? That's what we put on our to-do list, because I recognize that my daughters need their mother in their lives. When your 14-year-old girl sits there on that tape and says, I can't wait to tell my mother how much I hate her, that's going to be so much fun. Let me tell you, something has spun way out of control.
You're looking at it.
Yes, he is.
Don't even respond. Don't respond.
And you know what?
Don't respond.
When that kind of thinking happens, whether you have fostered that, elicited, maintained, or allowed it, you, as a responsible parent, should step up and say, you know what, that is not okay. Ready to get real? Go to drphil.com for advice on relationships, parenting, finances, and more. Plus, weigh in on your favorite episodes, share your stories, and find support in the Dr. Phil community. When you sign up for the community, you will automatically be subscribed to the Dr. Phil Show newsletter. Log on to drphil.com today. What you two need to do is, you two, if you have a brain in your head, you better cancel this hearing. You better get together in a conference room with your lawyers, and you better work out a plan between you, because if you let the government get involved in this, this thing can turn into a show in a hurry. Now, I'm telling you, listen, I've worked in the family court system. You have no idea what those people can do.
We both failed.
You have no idea what those people can do.
Failed.
If you need help, I will get it for you. I will offer Robin help through Gate Lodge at Origins. Now, Gate Lodge at Origins is located in Vero Beach, Florida, and it provides really intimate residential treatment options with strong recovery support services. Now, Gate Lodge offers sophisticated treatment, and they specialize in addiction that helps men and women overcome substance abuse disorders. So I think it's going to be a really good fit. I will get you the therapeutic help. I'm telling you, you don't want to go to court. You don't want to go to court.
Been there 30 times or more.
Yeah, well,
I know the ropes.
You know, Dr. Phil, we've seen a lot of these cases where a judge looks at both parents and decides the best placement is with neither parent.
That's why I said this is against an objective standard. This is against an objective standard, and not either parent here passes. I mean, this, if I was court appointed here, this wouldn't even be a close call.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even be a close call.
Standard is best interest of these kids, and we're not seeing any conduct here that suggests either.
I'm telling you, you do want to mediate this situation. You do want to mediate this situation, and you need to hear me this. You may think you're winning this popularity contest right now. This is so going to backfire on you.
It doesn't feel like winning at all. You've lost a mom.
This is going to backfire on you so bad you cannot even imagine. And my advice to you is you do not walk up those courtroom steps. My advice to you is you two sit down and mediate this, and you stop being a right fighter and start putting your children's in. Ahead of your own, and I do want you to sit down with your girls backstage and talk to them before you leave today. I don't think you should yank the girls today and take them home with you. I don't want to traumatize these girls at this point, but sit down and talk to them. All right, we have to stop. I want to thank family law attorney and children's rights advocate Ariva Martin and all the guests today. I want you to know you've been what a lot of people would call very obnoxious here today. I think you love your girls. I want you to be in their lives, Dan. I really do. So really try to hear what we're saying here, okay?
Thank you.
All right, we'll work on this, okay? We'll see you next time. Ariva?
If I could thank Dr. Phil for one thing, it would be for being so accurate.
Dr. Phil is right. We're going to have to mediate and work this out for our children. When I walked in the door to see my daughter, so we ran up and I got to give her a big hug. My daughter, Danny, was very, very nice to me. I can tell she's still working on what she's going through.
When I saw my mom, I felt the urge to kick her face.
When I saw my mom, I was kind of happy because I haven't seen her in a while.
I like to tell her to go away and not come back because she's just annoying.
What I'd like to say to my mom is that I really like being around her, but I also like being around my dad too.
What's important for my daughters to know is I will do whatever it takes to be a good mother to them.